Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Starblast Studios, and today, guys, we have a very interesting release here to review. This is the Kong Studios Super Saiyan 2 Goku head sculpt, which came out officially first by 5K Toys. So up until this point, I've been calling this the 5K Toys Super Saiyan 2 Goku, but it's actually from Kong, and you know, the packaging doesn't say, well, I don't know what it is, but for the packaging right here, for this set, we got it's a very, simple package. You just have that artwork on the front, and then literally got nothing there on the back. So, I mean, that's it for the packaging. If you want to actually look at the set, how it actually comes out in the plastic, well, this is how it is right here. So, there it is. That's how you go. So, without any further ado, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get this on our Goku figure. Alright, guys, so here we have the Kong Studios Super Saiyan 2 Goku head sculpt on the Super Saiyan Blue Goku body from Figuarts. And first and foremost, guys, this hair sculpt is absolutely fantastic. I really like how the hair on here is sculpted. This has got to be like one of the nicest hair sculpts I've honestly seen, made from a third-party company. I feel like they did a fantastic job with the actual sculpting, and not just with that, but when you really look at the painting as well. I know maybe a little bit strange, it's harder to see on camera, but I feel like there's actually a little bit of a very it's a very subtle, glossy yellow that goes around, the entirety of there, and then it's complemented at the very end with some very nice yellow shading to go around the actual hair sculpt. I think that it actually came out really, really well. I feel like this is absolutely a fantastic Super Saiyan 2 Goku hair sculpt. So one of the concerns that I know people are going to like, okay, before we even get into the other stuff, when it comes to this set, we'll get into the hair. I feel like some people that, I know, when you have certain angles of this Goku, as a Super Saiyan 2, one of the things I know that people aren't necessarily going to be happy about is the way that they sculpted it. Perhaps and I feel like what it is exactly is that they made, I don't feel like they made this part for too long. So, for an, example right over here. Here we have the Demonical Fit Super Saiyan hair, and when you really look at the length of the hair sculpt when compared to the regular Super Saiyan, I think that the actual length of it, going from the top to the top of his head, is actually pretty good, because it's you're having that sort of consistency. So I don't think, if anything, if people are going to be complaining that this hair sculpt is too big, it's not that I think that it's too long from the lowest point to the toppest point. I think, if anything, what it really is that this area right here from left to right is actually what's too close. If the hair sculpt, if you want to make it better, it should absolutely be a little bit more widened out, so it doesn't have that too much of that compacted look. But when you have this figure in hand, it's really not that big of a deal, when compared to when you're looking at it through the camera. I promise you. But other than that, this is a really cool hair sculpt to get, and I definitely am happy with it. But one of the things I'm not satisfied, though, is really the faces. So when it comes to the stern face, what you have on here, I think it came out pretty good for the most part. It's not on that same third-party Demonical Fit kind of level, where it's literally a replication of the Figuarts faces and stuff, but with a different paint job. But it's still pretty good. When it comes to the teeth grid face, though, I'll go ahead and switch that right now. And honestly, when you have this thing out, just by itself, you can possibly tell that, this is really a bootleg, because the face itself, seems to have that sort of, I guess, how do I put it? The way that they sculpted the eyes and how everything is, you can definitely tell it has, a bootleg, feel to it that is not exactly, on some Figuarts figures. And a way that I can compare this is really Demonical Fit, whereas when it comes to Demonical Fit, their copy of their teeth gritted Super Saiyan face, this one's supposed to be Super Saiyan 2, but it's literally the exact same face. It's they did a better job. But honestly, if you didn't have this one and you put it off to the side and you really just had this on the shelf, posed around, you probably would not be able to tell too much of the difference. Though you gotta look at it from a factual perspective, which is what I'm doing here in the review. And that is just the fact that the teeth gritted face definitely could be a little bit better. It's not too bad, but definitely could be better. I feel like the stern face that came is really the strongest face out of all of them. But This thing comes with one more face, and that is the screaming face. This face is honestly the most disappointing out of all of them. Like, when it comes to the actual way that they painted around the mouth, you can tell that they were doing like a little bit of like some black lining around, but what ended up happening was that this is just at least on mine. I don't know if your copy will come out like this, just because I haven't really seen any other images or video reviews of this, but like, there's a little bit of like black paint that goes up to the teeth, and when you have that posed around, it's really, really noticeable, and it's very, very much distracting. And for comparison to that, like, I know this isn't, again, this is not an official release, but like, here you have like the Demonical Fit, and they really didn't do any black lining, and I feel like it came out like just looking exactly like an official release. So I'm not exactly sure why they did that black line work around. I feel like they did a little bit too much, try to go a little too fancy with it, and as a result, it caused some problems that really shouldn't have been caused in the first place. So yeah, out of all the faces, I think that the screaming face really did come out the weakest out of all of them, which is really unfortunate. But you know, I keep bringing in Demonical Fit, and I know it's technically not part of the set, but really the hair sculpt is the strongest thing when it comes to this set. So if you own the Demonical Fit Super Saiyan hair set, you can honestly take the faces from there and interchange it with this one. So for example, we have the screaming face on there. Let's look and see how that is with the Demonical Fit hair face, like with the Demonical Fit face sculpt. And as it is, you can see that when you put the Demonical Fit face plates on here, it looks so much better than the actual faces that you get from the actual set itself. Like, it's almost night and day. So honestly, that's what it is when it comes to the face, when it comes to the Super Saiyan faces. I know that we really don't have any official faces that are exactly like this one, because these are literally made off of the Super Saiyan Blue set, like faces that came from Figuarts. So really, I'm not sure what Tamashii Nations is going to do if they decide to make their own Super Saiyan sculpt, but for right now, it seems like Demonical Fit seem to be the better faces. But let's say you're in a scenario where you don't have the Demonical Fit set, as I imagine a good majority of you guys do not. Perhaps one of the things that we can do is try taking the faces from the Awakening Goku and try putting on that, which we're gonna find out right now if that works. So taking the Awakening Goku face and putting it on this figure, I can tell you right now that it kind of works and it kind of doesn't. So looking at it from the front, you can definitely see that the sculpting and everything looks really good. Like everything seems to fit very well. But when you take a look at the side, you can tell there's a little bit of gappiness that is occurring right there as a result of the Awakening Goku face being a little bit too big for this hair sculpt. And you can see on this side as well that it is definitely having a little bit of trouble, but you know, it's a very subtle thing that you really can find if you're really just looking for it. But because from the front, it's really not that big of a problem. So I definitely think if you do some like forcing of the pieces together, you can absolutely you know, get away with putting these faces on, because it's not really too bad, but it's not really meant to go on there. So actually going and putting the face on there is a little bit, you know, like hefty. It's not, because it's not meant to actually go in there. It's a very, very like tight fit. But you know, if you wanted to have the Super Saiyan 2 Goku faces, you know, with that one, you know, since you probably would be in a position to where the Awakening Goku faces are going to be better to you than the bootleg faces that come with the actual set itself, then that right there might be an option for you to consider when actually having the set. So that is something that's just about it when it comes to these faces. So there's one other face that comes with this with this set, and really it's kind of an added bonus. So you're not really going to be getting this set for this face sculpt in the first place. And it's the face that I'm talking about is this Goku Black Super Saiyan Rose face that comes with this figure. And I'm just gonna be honest, like, if this wasn't a bonus, this would if you were getting it for you are not gonna be okay, you are absolutely not getting this set for this face, because this face, I'm sorry, I gotta be honest, this face looks absolutely ludicrous. It looks really, really bad. Like that, you can definitely tell that at the sculpting point, like, they had this sort of like gigantic grin that's sculpted in, but for some reason they went with a very I don't know why they went with this. they went with a very small painted smile on there, and it looks really off. But you know, let's give this the benefit of the doubt. Let's actually go and try to put this on the Goku Black figure itself. I'm sorry, but no, it's not working. I'm sorry. This face, unfortunately, is really lacking. I don't know exactly what happened, like, when it came to it. Like, when we first pre-ordered this thing, the promo images actually shows, like, the 3D model of it, and we didn't really see how the faces looked. So, honestly, it was a bonus piece from the first place, but it's really not a piece that I can't imagine really anyone wanting to go, unless they really modified the smirk. I feel like the eyes, you know, they're done pretty good. It's just the mouth part that really has the biggest problem, and I feel like that definitely can use like a little bit of improvement. So for you customizers out there, I don't know what kind of magic you can work, but hopefully some of you guys can take this face and really just go and fix it up with some sort of like painting or something. I don't know what exactly, you know, technology could be done, you know, at home with this sort of stuff, but this is definitely not the face you're gonna be, you know, getting for this set. You're really just mainly focused on the actual hair and the sculpt, which most of the budget definitely went into, and it's gonna be the only reason why you end up going and picking up this set. Because this Goku Black face, I'm sorry, this is not why you're gonna pick up this set at all. It's really not good. But yeah, let's go ahead and do what this head swap is meant for. You know, this is on a Goku figure, guys, and you know how I am when it comes to Goku figures. We gotta put this Goku head on a bunch of different Goku bodies from Figuarts. So let's go ahead and do that. So here the head is on the Awakening Goku body, and it's definitely something I see fitting on here because of the amount of shading on here, which almost reminds me of the way that they did the shading on the regular Super Saiyan hair sculpt that came out on the figure. And honestly, I didn't really notice this at first, but there's a lot of space right here between like the actual face and the bangs that go out. Just really far amount. So I don't know how people are gonna take that. Like, I personally don't mind it, but it's just an interesting detail that I saw. So I don't really know what to think of it. I kind of like it, but I'm also open to how you might think it is. But let's continue on. Here it is on the Saiyan Raised on Earth body, and I can tell you right now that putting this head sculpt on, this is a fantastic body mold to be putting your Goku figures on, as this Goku body has always been the kind of figure that holds the really nice orange and the blue together, and not the kind of like yellowish sorts of bodies that you sort of used to. So I've always liked putting Super Saiyan heads on here, and so that's why I feel like it works really well, as the yellowish tone has a different contrast than the orange. It just fits. I like the color difference. Here it is on the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku body, looking all badass and everything. It's just like, I don't know, when it comes to this head swap, it reminds me of those like Goku figures that came from Jakks Pacific, or was it Irwin Toys? I can't really remember, but it's just Goku, like it was this commercial where this kid had some Goku figure or something, and they just had the punches and throwing everything. I don't know, I'm getting all nostalgic looking at it with this head swap, but let me get to the next one before I waste your time. Here's the Super Saiyan 2 head on the event-exclusive Ultra Instinct Omen Goku figure, and honestly from this, I'm really getting a lot of Tournament of Power vibes in that scene where Goku was fighting Kale and Caulifla as a Super Saiyan 2. Whether or not you like that fight from the show or whatever, it really is giving me those sorts of vibes, because we really only saw Goku fighting like them as a Super Saiyan 2, so I really do like this hair sculpt, like this head swap a lot. And then last but not least, here it is on the Goku Black body, and honestly this gives me a little bit of an idea, because I already specifically have the faces from the Super Saiyan, like the Demonical Fit Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta faces. So these extra faces that come with this set could honestly really just be used as, you know, like a Goku Black. So you can just take some earrings, you know, from wherever, and then just sort of sculpt, like put them on these Super Saiyan Goku faces, and then all of a sudden, wouldn't you know, you would have some magically made Goku Black faces that could be put on, whether or not you're using a Super Saiyan Goku or Super Saiyan 2 Goku, whatever. So long as you have that earring and you put it on Goku Black, for all you care, this would be a Goku Black like sort of set. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. Just an idea that I had in mind. Alright guys, so that's been the review of the Super Saiyan 2 Goku head sculpt from Kong Studios. So honestly, when it comes to whether or not I feel like you should get this figure, sorry, not this figure, this this set. Honestly, I kind of leave it up to you guys. And the reason why is because this is a very subjective type of set. This thing goes for like $34, and honestly, like, when you look at the quality of this set, when you compare it to, say, you were to invest something into Demonical Fit, I feel like the quality of the faces is not really matching the same exact quality that you would with Demonical Fit and other third-party company types of figures. However, if you were to go and just wanted to get this hair sculpt, like, I definitely think that, you know, the hair sculpt is great for what it is. It's not absolutely perfect, but it reminds me of a lot of these Super Saiyan 2 hair sculpts that I see a lot of customizers like Fairy Tail or Beast Customs or AVT, whomever you may watch on Instagram, and I really kind of like that style that it has going on with it, as I feel like a lot of the style does match a little bit of what we see right here with Goku as a Super Saiyan 2, though it really does come down, once again, it all does come down to you guys on whether or not you have, you know, you invested in this set. If you're one of those people where you have like $30, $35 and you want to go and invest into something, you have this as one of the options, well, really, it all depends on what you have in your collection, what is going to be more integral to your collection that you go ahead and add this set into. So once again, all up to you guys if you don't want, you know, on whether or not you want to pick this set up or not. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it. I really hope you guys did enjoy this review, and if you guys do want to go ahead and pick this figure up, I will leave a link in the description below to 5K Toys' website. Definitely suggest you guys go ahead and check them out. They got the stuff on there they got really cool stuff on their store, so definitely recommend checking them out. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the comment section. Until then.